video I wanted to talk about doing range warm-ups and why I think it's actually kind of a bad idea. So, when you go to the range, you're theoretically, at least as far as I've said, you are basically doing live confirmation of the skills that you've done dry practice on. And this is also an opportunity to perform tests, courses of fire and stuff like that, to test these individual skills that you should be drilling and practicing. So anyways, for me, range warm-ups, like doing like a dot torture test or dot torture drill, or any kind of range warm-up where you're going slow and everything before you actually test yourself, that is a failure to actually conduct a proper test against yourself. Because here's how you do it. You do it cold. So, no dry practice beforehand on the day that you're actually going to hit the range. So, even if it's at the end of the day, at no point during the day are you going to perform any dry practice with that firearm class. So, if you're testing yourself with a shotgun that day, then don't dry practice with a shotgun. Dry practice with a pistol on something completely different than what you'll test yourself on. So if you're testing yourself on your draw stroke with your carry pistol, then do some dry practice with a rifle, do like reloads or whatever you want to do. But I recommend staying away from that class of weaponry that you're going to be testing yourself with at the range, because it can throw off your testing, I believe. But with all that said, basically when I get to the range, I typically will draw and try to put precise rounds on target, and basically that's my test of my speed and my ability to put rounds on target exactly where I want them to go, and see if there's any need for improvement in certain areas. And I'll conduct this test 2 or 3 times to kind of get an average, see if I just got lucky with my first one and the second and third one were thrown, or whatever the pattern might be, so I can kind of get a good idea of where I'm sitting as far as my skill sets. Maybe my forearms are so burnt out from all the dry fire that I wasn't doing enough little stretches or resting, and maybe I just need to heal for a couple days. Give myself a couple days, because sometimes you just need that. You can't be doing dry fire all the time every day, so unfortunately. But with all that said, I don't believe that any kind of range warm-up is going to actually be conducive to bettering yourself, because as I said, your time on the range is a good way to test and confirm the skills that you should have been drilling and practicing dry. And that's your opportunity. In the end, it won't really take all that much ammo in order to conduct these tests. And then after that, if you want to do remedial stuff, warm-up, I guess you could call it, where you're doing like 1 round every 5 seconds, and you're sitting there trying to get absolute precision out of it. After you conduct your tests, who cares what you do? But if you're going to be honest with yourself and honest about your skills, then I think that when you start your range session, you should actually test yourself. And that's just me. I think you should test yourself in the most advanced method possible that is you're capable of doing at that range. So with all that said, I am against range warm-ups. I think that they are a bad idea, and I think that they actually will throw off a lot of what you will be able to see as far as where your skills are at. So I recommend not doing them, but with all that said, put your ideas of range warm-ups in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a good one.